when it can't nobody hold it.
About David Gross.
Yeah, man, real quick, y'all. I seen this joint real quick during the weekend and wanted to wait for the podcast to talk about this. Y'all hit that notification bell.
Yeah.
If you're watching on Viral Hip Hop News, Uncensored, the Institute Podcast official channel. Let us know that you watching. Hit that bell. Let's go. He dropped something on his Instagram because we've been hearing his name throughout a lot of wild stuff involving Slauson, the Marathon store, the involvement of ownership and things like that. Well, he came out and officially said something on his Instagram, and I'm going to read this. He said, after 2 New York Times articles in the past month, one of which the city attorney leaked these documents and others, and the LA Times article coming, I have to speak. Now, the articles he speak of, you guys can see up top right now. I'm not going to read those, but you guys can read those as I read this caption. Now, it was never my intention to go public with this because, one, it's damaging for the world to think I'm being investigated or engaged in conflict with a city agency. 2, it's not my story to fully tell. And 3, they play the long game and will surely find a way to F us. So I've been playing it cool for the last 6 months while essentially locked in a standoff with the LA city attorney and the LAPD over Slauson Plaza. The Los Angeles city's attorney's office was trying to end us. Literally, they wanted to expel the Marathon store from Slauson Plaza. No doubt, if Nip was alive, they'd still be stalking it after dodgingly pursuing him, his brother, his team, and his business for damn near a decade to no avail. Again, their story to tell when appropriate. But when I partnered with them to buy the lot, I got to experience the ways these systems work together firsthand. The city attorney hated with all their hearts that their maniacal zeal to expel the Marathon store from Slauson Plaza actually resulted in us buying it and planning to develop it. It was embarrassing and a slap in the face when they started trying to press me to evict the store, only to find out that I'm partners with Nip, Sam, and Alan. So the city attorney then came at me and then sent the cops at me and ultimately tried to leverage the press against me by leaking docs and emails to the New York Times to smear us and make our ownership of the lot seem like the problem in the Crenshaw district. That caused real problems for me that I still can't fully address it because it's ongoing. It hurt live deals and brought some to a complete halt. This shit is a cold game and then some. The system is mindless, heartless, relentless machine designed to keep us locked into systems, jail and courts, and out of other capital markets and property ownership. It sounds crazy and conspiratorial only because it is more to come. Oh God, we've been waiting for something from him. We've been like, yeah, he's quiet. Yeah. What's your thoughts on finally hearing something from him?
My thing is when things are starting to ring bells to me, Sam, man, is when he's talking about, the Los Angeles and the type of tactics that they're using to try to derail this whole operation. It keeps popping in my head when you look about, I always talk about the old Black Panther movie, and we talk about J. Edgar Hoover and the COINTELPRO, and this is coming from a government level, city government, but still government nonetheless, and they're throwing monkey wrenches, and it's the same tactics that has been getting used over years now. Ever since we've been talking about the Marathon and Nip and things like that, I've been getting emails and comments, people saying, yo, this was an area that's prime. They're about to build a railway and this, that, and the third on there. So it's an area where, it's going to be real big. So again, David Gross, Nipsey, maybe he had difficulties getting it, but when he partnered up with him and they had the same vision and the same idea, it was a threat. Now they were going to make this happen. And not only was they going to do that, they were planning on building other areas up in that city and making things happen and really turning that thing, to what they wanted to turn it to. But that goes against the plans of the gentrifiers and the people who want to do what they want. They have their plans for that community. If you have people of color to start to get empowered, and now, okay, they got the credit, they got the capital, they got savvy business investors now. It's nothing we can do. So we're going to try to do this. So he said to LA, they moved to another, chess move to try to, send the police on them, which we got footage of them bothering Nipsey for years. Nipsey has been in numerous standoff with the LAPD. So that's why I think that when people talk about, the C word about the LAPD and maybe they could have been involved, people get real scared. But why? Everything is pointing that a city government doesn't want a particular business to be here. And they're trying to blame it on and say that this is because of crime, and then they said he was being investigated by the police. So my thing is, if anybody wanted him out of the picture, who was it? You see the picture is clear as day. So who wanted this man out of the picture? And maybe if you take, because all right, Gross alone is one thing, but Nip is the man. He's the cash cow. He's the one that's about to be a multi-million-dollar rapper, or if not already was. He was the one that got the power, the influence. He's the one that's driving all the traffic to this area, and then some, making deals with Rock Nation, just growing bigger and bigger in the area and in the industry. That served as a problem for their plan. So y'all could put 2 and 2 together. I ain't even got to say it.
You know, something ringing in my head, and it's been ringing in my head since he said it, and it was our brother Kenyatta. And it was right off the heels of when Nip passed, right? And he brought up the word. He said, I remember when Nip wanted to get the book, and he brought me to his Vector 90 spot. And I'm like, Vector 90? What is that? And that's the first time I was introduced to David Gross and the name. And I was like, whoa. And when you looked at the power behind what was going on in there, and Kenyatta said it, he said, when you look at what was going on in there and the community work they were doing to build businesses and stuff like that, and then you go ahead and allude to the COINTELPRO and them putting monkey wrenches and trying to break that up, it was some powerful shit going on in an area where we talked about it because we were out there a little bit a while ago, lacking culture in a lot of areas, but the strongest places where you feel that shit in the goddamn soil, worst poverty at the bottom, least amount of hope, until you have programs like Vector 90 and the Slauson Plaza, what they were about to create. And it only makes sense for now this man, the brains behind all the brawn, and the brains as well as Nip and Sam and Alan and everything that they had going on. Why not put him next and smear his name? And we see a great job of it, because now you hear his name or Google his name or look you to his name. It ain't nothing but a bunch of wild shit. Speculation.
Not to cut you off, Sam, man, do you think that could also be a tactic of somebody? You think that some of these people could be paid to actually spread this false narrative? If he said they already went to the limits of doing what they did, sending the police after them, why wouldn't they put people on the internet or anything? Because this is another thing that COINTELPRO did, spread false information. Now the tools of disseminating information is YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. How do you feel about that?
I'm not, okay, this is my thing. This is what I say. Do I think that they're paying people? Nah, I don't think that they're paying people, because I don't think no one on YouTube has enough in them to take that pressure. What I think is that people are police in there. Now, I'm not going to speculate who. I'm not going to sit here and say who. I don't know. I'm not throwing any speculation at anybody. Some people like to get on here and just based off of their wild opinions and speculation, put together and wrap together a nice package and deliver it as truth. And also going to have to deal with the consequences of whoever's saying it, and them having to deal with that, whether that be legally, face to face, or whatever. But it is not beyond the realm of speculation or imagination to believe that. Why not?
Right.
You got somebody that can talk well. You give them all the information. They're cool. They're trying to up and coming. Oh, yeah. And they look and walk and talk the part. Put them in there. I used to work in a casino where I used to work and be around a lot of the undercover units. They used to deal with the gaming and things like that. State police. Some slick talking, make you believe anything if you're a gullible motherfucker, and get you caught up in some shit out there. It happens. Now it's on a slower level. So, man, it's not out of the realm of speculation. I never even thought of that until you said it, but yeah, why not?
It's crazy, man. I mean, you know, that's huge what he said, man. I mean, that is huge, because that's what we've been, you know, our thinking. We're like, man, it kind of just circled back around, you know what I mean? Because all, you know, then his mom at the BET Awards, it kind of all circled and made full circle to the LAPD being real dirty, you know what I mean, with this whole situation. But that's David Gross saying it, you know, the City Hall, Los Angeles and everything, you know, just really just out to get them and stop them from making expansions in that area, man. Now
we see the Marathon store made the statement, Lauren to put it on Twitter, and she made the statement that they're going to create a memorial and put together something for Nip. His birthday's coming up. Commemorating his life and things like that. A great thing. We gave our speculation on whether or not the Marathon store will open or not open. What do you think is going to happen going into the next couple of stages into this, as far as the LAPD? Do you think they're going to give them more problems? What do you see happening in the future for that development?
I think that hopefully, here's what I'll say, that Mr. Gross and Nip's family can, you know, continue I should say a cohesive unit in this, even though the Nip is gone, because they're going to be after him. They're going to still try to attack him to the point where, I think they're going to try to make it to a point where it's no longer profitable for them to be in that area, which I don't see how they could do that. But yeah, they're going to keep putting pressure on them. So I just think that it's important that they stick together, through this whole ordeal, because it could turn into a real messy situation. He's still, in red tape, going back and forth with the city and everything. I don't know about the store opening again. I think it'll just turn into a online, just selling merchandise like that, and it'll move forward like that. That's pretty much my opinion on that one.
All right, man. To wrap this all up, David Gross, we've heard a lot of wild things as of late.
Yeah.
We've all been able to sit back and form our own opinion. After hearing this and after giving our dialogue, what's your overall thought on David Gross?
I don't know a lot about him, but here's what I will say. I don't think that Nip would being as bright as he was, being as smart and as intelligent as he was as a businessman, that he would get somebody who wasn't equally or even more what he was, iron sharpened iron. So I think that this dude, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I just, I'm going off pretty much Nip's reputation as having a great partner with him. And I think, obviously knowing Kenyatta, who's a good friend of Nip, he was down there, obviously probably interacting. So I just think that, he's on an up and up. Until I see any information out there to suggest differently, I think he's just a good businessman that Nipsey, partnered up with to make something big happen for that area, man.
Well said.
Yes, sir. But another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is in the books, man. If you enjoyed this episode, we need you to go ahead and hit that 5-star rating. Let us know how much you enjoy, the podcast. Also, you can leave a comment too as well. We definitely appreciate each and every person that listened to this particular podcast. Real quick, everybody listening on YouTube, make sure you hit the notification bell for the YouTube channel right now to make sure you get all notifications from this channel. You could do it right now. That's all I got over here, Sam.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody that listens on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlets. We salute y'all. Y'all keep hitting that 5-star rating, like old guy said. Share this video. Tell a friend to listen to the most dangerous, most underrated, most up-and-coming podcast to date, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, dropping content 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we're going to drop a weekend show for you guys coming real soon. And obviously, hit that notification bell. Be a part of the notification gang for viral hip-hop news Uncensored. And, of course, the Uncensored Truth Podcast official channel, dropping videos every single day, 7 days a week on all 3 platforms. Make sure you stay informed. That's all I got.
Yes,
already lining up to episode 206, man. Can't wait. Get me on nonstop content for tomorrow. Until tomorrow,